Hello and welcome back to this channel. So in today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to create this washi tape effect using Adobe Fresco. So let's just get started. You can choose any file size, but for this, I'm going to click on Create New, go into Print, and I'm going to click on Small Postcard. If this is not in the landscape mode, click on this tiny arrow here to switch it to portrait or to landscape. After that, just click on it. Okay, so first let's go ahead and draw our artwork. It need not be anything specific or something awesome, but for this illustration purposes, I'm just going to draw maybe a flower. So I will click on my vector brush and I'm going to go into basic round. Doesn't matter which brush you're on, seriously, just pick something up. And I'm going to go ahead and choose some really, maybe a bit pastel pink, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a flower or something that looks like a flower. Go to your fill tool and fill it up, and now I'll go ahead and change this to pinkish, darker, and I'm going to draw, go to your vector brush again and draw something and fill it up. Just so you know, I'm doing this so that I don't have a blank canvas or something. And now I'm going to go back into the vector tool. I'm going to pick those two colors. You can go into recents and you'll see those two colors. Click on that and I'll make a color swatch here and fill. And then make the other color swatch here and then go ahead and fill it. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to choose white. Go to my brush. Make one like this and maybe make some things like that. Okay, I think my flower is done, my colors are done. Now it's time to pin it onto your wall with the washi tape, okay? Okay, so now that we are done with the illustration, I feel the colors are a little bit dull, so I'm just going to go ahead and edit it because I think I need some other colors, maybe a bit yellow or this color. Let's go to the fill tool and then fill it in, and maybe this one as well. And for the red, I'm going to keep it a tad orange, I guess. Okay, this looks better. All right, so now it's time to convert this into paper kind so that we can actually tape a washi tape on it, okay? So how you can do that is you can click and hold on this drawing gear, and in here select square. And let's use these arrows or these bounding boxes to actually increase the size so that it covers the entirety of this artwork, okay? And once you have done with that, you can be in your fill tool. And I'm going to go ahead and select white now because I want this to be white. You can choose your paper color to be any color, by the way, it does not matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and click, and it gives me an option to fill. But before you fill this one, make sure you click on a new layer because we're going to fill it on a different layer and not where our flower is, okay? And now click and select vector so that it covers and makes it into a vector fill square. Now we want the same size, so I click on the new layer and I'm going to go ahead and choose some gray. That is, you can just click and drag it down a little bit so it's a little gray. And now click, and this one, instead of vector, we're going to choose pixel because the smudge tool does not work on vector and we'll have to go ahead and convert it into a pixel and whatnot. So just to avoid that extra step, let's just select pixel. Okay, so now once that's done, you can click here to take that away. You have to bring your floral artwork on top of all these things. So click and go ahead until it chooses that layer and bring it all the way up. We have to also bring this white all the way up, not all the way up, just below the floral layer, okay? All right, now it's time to add some shadows. So go into the gray layer and we'll go into our smudge tool. And in here, I'm going to go into dry media and graphite. So I've set the graphite to about 78. You can click and hold and then you can type in your number that you want. The strength is about 23. You can actually increase or decrease it. Maybe I'm going to increase it to 40. Let's see if it works, okay? Otherwise, we'll go back to 23. And then let's look at smoothing, which is set to 1. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some smudging to certain areas only. That is, let me just show it to you. I'm going to smudge over here. Oops, let me go on top of this and show. Over here. And I'm going to smudge in this regions over here. That's it, nowhere else. Okay, I'm using 2 fingers to undo. All right, so let's go into the smudge tool. Go to the gray rectangle area and you can use the brush if you want, like that. I'm going to use it here as well and here as well a bit, so that it pops up like that. Okay, and make sure you don't use it in this area, and that should be kept blank. Okay, and maybe make it a bit more obvious here because we're going to put the washi tape there, right? And obviously here, oops, that's a little further away. So always use from this angle and not outwards like that, so then it will be easier to control actually. Okay, all right, so now you have that and it's time to make the washi tape. So let's go to the topmost layer, click on a new layer, and we'll go into the square whatever icon again. I'm going to reduce this size to make it into a washi tape size. So this depends on how big you want your washi tape to be. Okay, and let's go ahead and place it so that we can see how big our washi tape is. By the way, you can change it later on, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and select some color now and maybe make it a bit yellowish, and I'm going to go into my fill tool and color it with vector, because it doesn't matter if it's vector or pixel in this stage. Okay, all right, once you're done with that, you can click here again so that it goes away. Now let's go ahead and click on these layers here and then reduce the opacity to maybe around 45 or something, so that you can see that that line beneath the washi tape. Okay, and let's go ahead and click on a new layer now because we want to add some designs to it, right? And let's make this into a clipping mask. That's because whenever you try to draw anything on this layer, it'll be contained on the artwork that is on the layer beneath it. That means that whatever you draw on this layer, it's not going to go beyond the washi tape square or the rectangle right here. Okay, let's go into any brushes that you have. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to go into my pixel brushes and I will go into ink and Belgian comics because it's one of my favorite brushes, by the way. And then let's choose a different color, maybe a bit orangish. Why not? Or it can also be blue if you want, because why not? Okay, and then you can make some dots. Okay, and then you can also use some white. Looks good so far, but now it's not done yet. So I'll go into the layer which has my original rectangle, and then I'll go into my eraser tool and I'm going to keep it at very tiny. That's about 2.5 or 2 or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and make these edges a bit rough by just erasing it off a little bit like that. I mean, it needs to show that it's been torn off, right? Okay, so once you have that, you can go back to that layer which you have, click on transform tool. I forgot to do this earlier. I'm going to go ahead and turn this around a little bit, just a little bit, and then reduce the size because I see that it's covering the flower there. Okay, that looks okay. Once you're done, click on done and voila, you can see that you have created a washi tape effect on your artwork. So only thing left to do is add some text. So I'm just going to go into tada Belgian comics. I'm going to choose this color. Oops. Let me choose this color and reduce the size about 60s. And let's say colors. Okay, so that's how you create a washi tape effect. By the way, if you want to increase this size, you can go back here, click on the transform tool and increase the size of your washi tape however you want, by the way, like this. Click on done, but make sure the design also moves with the washi tape so that it doesn't look really odd. Okay, you can go ahead and do that for design as well. like that, done, and there you go. So this is how you create a washi tape effect in Adobe Fresco, and I hope you like this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell. If you do create something with my tutorials, don't forget to tag me on Instagram with Print Me Some Color or Think Beyond Color. You can always support this channel by buying me a coffee at coffee.com, or you can also share it with your friends and family so that my channel can get to grow a little bit more. Okay, that's it, I guess. I'm gonna see you in the next video then. Bye bye.